Love it when you smack it, baby.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to Since Day One. Before we get into this video today about Cardi B as well as Nicki Minaj, and also today we have in attendance Cardi B's sister, Hennessy Carolina, and last but not least we have JT, Ken the Barbie, Saucy Santana, as well as Young Miami. And before we get into this video today, you guys go ahead and like the video, comment down below, and if you are new, smash that subscribe button to take flight with us.
Fake love, I don't need it, you can keep it as a fact. I had to make up my mind. I took that weight on my shoulder. I done been down for...
Greetings, Barty Gang. Greetings to the Barbs. My name is Dayone. I am new here. Normally, I talk about NBA YoungBoy, but my fans and supporters wanted me to break this down for everybody who was not privy to catch all of the tweets between Nicki Minaj and Cardi B the past 3 or 4 days. I just want to apologize in advance if I get anything wrong in this video, you guys. I'll make sure to come back and clear it up. However, I am not usually privy to any information pertaining to Nicki Minaj or Cardi B. And everything in this video is alleged as far as I'm concerned because I wasn't there. All I know is what they posted to the internet and what was sent in. So with that being said, let's go ahead and move along because this is going to be a long video, you guys. So y'all know that Cardi B just came out with her album, Am I the Drama, you guys. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, that this is her sophomore album. It was released on Friday, September 19th, 2025. And let me tell y'all, Cardi B knew exactly what she was doing when she named this album Am I the Drama? Because girl, yes, you are the drama, girl. So because I don't know much about Cardi B's success as a rapper or Nicki Minaj's success as a female rapper, y'all, I had to do my own research to educate myself just in case we have to talk about them again moving forward. But we all know that we have been waiting on not only Cardi B to drop her album, we've been waiting on Rihanna to drop her album and a few other people to drop their albums as well. It's been 7 years since Cardi B's debut album, 2018's record-breaking Invasion of Privacy, which debuted atop the Billboard 200 with the largest female rap streaming week of all time and made the Bronx superstar Cardi B the first solo female artist to win the Best Rap Album Grammy. We all know that Cardi B had took some time off of her career to focus on her marriage with Offset as well as the children that came from that marriage during the time that her and Offset were together. And we also know that recently she became pregnant again by her current boyfriend, Stefan Diggs, who has his own allegations swirling around, y'all, but that's another story for another time. And despite spending more time in the studio than at home, Cardi B describes recording song after song that just didn't feel right while her fans and supporters clamored for Invasion of Privacy's highly anticipated follow-up, y'all, but it never came until she dropped this album called Am I the Drama, where she rapped about her fellow peers, other female rappers, what may have you. She talked about them in this album, Am I the Drama, you guys. And fans and supporters should know at this point in time that she talked about Bia, and she also had time to speak on JT, which is the beef that stood out the most from the album, you guys, and probably what was stirring the pot before Cardi B and Nicki Minaj's heated exchange on Twitter the past 4 days. And it was specifically surrounding these lyrics that Cardi B had included in the song Magnet on her sophomore album, Am I the Drama, towards JT, that read, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, these itches can't up with me, y'all. And I just wanted y'all to keep this in mind because it's going to come up again later on in the video. And I love Cardi B, you guys, and I tend to gravitate more towards the underdog and people who actually come from nothing and build their own success and break their own generational curses despite the severity of odds against them. And I have been following Cardi B for a long time, since her Facebook days, you guys, and so I really have fell in love with Cardi B for my own reasonings. And I'm not saying that Nicki Minaj isn't as great as Cardi B, but I feel like that Nicki Minaj had an easier way into the industry just because she came up with YMCMB and Lil Weezy, aka Lil Wayne, was the one to put her and Drake on. And it was crazy because Nicki Minaj had just did some type of live on Twitter, you guys, where she was asking NBA YoungBoy fans and supporters like what made NBA YoungBoy so great and how people could follow NBA YoungBoy and be diehard fans of him and stand him out, and how he's successful in the music industry without the backing of the industry or backing of any other entertainment artists in the industry.
Is it about NBA YoungBoy that was able to garner that level of hardcore, diehard, unwavering support without getting help from a lot of the mainstream outlets? Let's call a thing. And if there's any NBA fans on this live, let me know, right? You know how my fans act with me, and it feels more like a family, like camaraderie, like, I don't know, like they don't play about me and I don't play about them. And people always try to like figure it out. Let's Dot Talk _ Lex said his his raw personality, you can visualize anything he is saying, and just like you, he never gets his flowers. Maya said the more haters he get, the stronger their love gets. Kind of like us with you. Bingo.
And I just feel like more so it's because of mental health. And NBA Youngboy has been through a lot, and he's came from the bottom like Cardi B. He's the underdog, and he beat the odds against him, and he broke his generational curses, and he gives hope to the people who are also in the same predicament as him. And I feel like that it's the same thing with Cardi B, you guys, is that she gives people hope because she came up as the underdog. She got her fame on Facebook, just doing all those crazy things she was doing on social media, aside from also appearing on the show Love and Hip Hop, you guys, and just being paid by Mona Scott and having those checks being sent to her in the mail, and how she was able to flip all of that into her own legacy, you guys. And it's just like a lot of people have more respect for that versus someone getting signed in the industry or coming up alongside someone such as Lil Wayne, who already has plenty of notoriety from back during his Cash Money days, you guys, and how he had built Cash Money Records off the back of his own hard work and due diligence, consistency. Well, not necessarily built Cash Money, because Cash Money was already built before him, but he became the heart of Cash Money is what I meant to say. And because Lil Wayne was a kid who grew up in the rap industry, he learned a lot early on that he was able to capitalize off of and teach the next artist he signed to his own label to do exactly what he did. Fans and supporters have been comparing Nicki Minaj's Pink Friday 2, which was her 5th studio album, you guys, against Cardi B's sophomore album, Am I the Drama? For week number 1, Nicki Minaj had the advantage. Cardi's performance was close, but it didn't quite match up. Online reactions were intense, you guys, from fans and supporters. Starting with week number 1, Nicki Minaj's Pink Friday 2, released in December 2023, debuted with 228,000 equivalent album units. This was the largest debut for a female rap album so far this decade. Now, looking forward to September 2025, Cardi's Am I the Drama, her first album in 7 years, debuted with 200,000 equivalent album units. Furthermore, this is the biggest week 1 performance for a female rap or R&B project in 2025, and it positions Cardi B alongside Nicki as one of the only women with 2 #1 debuts. However, that's 28,000 units less than Nicki's total from 2023. So I'm pretty sure by now that everyone has heard the song Magnet by Cardi B. That was a diss towards JT, you guys, who is a former member of City Girls. And because I'm pretty sure y'all already know the lyrics, I don't have to read the lyrics, but instead I can show you the video that Santana did reacting to Cardi B's song Magnet.
Brown, but she low ass. Y'all lawyers need to piss on who you around ass. Hating on the low ass. Backdoor ass bitch, fake friend ass bitch.
And not only allegedly was Cardi B throwing shots at JT in that song Magnet that appeared on Am I the Drama album, but also fans and supporters were saying that, according to High 97, had posted about Cardi B, claiming that her fans claimed that Cardi B dissed Nicki Minaj and her husband on Young Thug's new song On the News. So if y'all are not familiar, Young Thug had waited for Cardi B to release her album on September 19th before he released his album on September 26, 2025, which was the next Friday. And following the release of Cardi B's Am I the Drama album, y'all, so on this song On the News, Cardi B raps these lyrics lyrics that her fans and supporters seem to think was towards Nicki Minaj, y'all, and her husband Kenneth Petty. Cardi's lyrics go on to read, "How you knowing when you got these itches laughing, but how the uck you laughing when I heard you getting beat on? Gotta pay a ninja way every trip y'all be on." I'm like, nah, that couldn't be I. That couldn't be me. No, that couldn't be C. No. So we're about to get into the tweets, you guys, but before we get into the tweets, I wanted to go ahead and say this little part that I learned during my research, that apparently before Cardi B's rollout, where she was preparing to drop her album, you guys, that there were rumors that she was attempting to go back and forth with Nicki Minaj before she released her album. And there's a live that Cardi B had did where she was basically insinuating that her album was going to outsell any albums before her and that she was going to have the #1 album, basically speaking life into herself, which I don't find anything wrong with that. But I guess because of this beef that she has going on for the last 7 or 8 years with Nicki Minaj, y'all, that they were insinuating that she was referring to Nicki Minaj when she was talking about what she was talking about in this clip coming up next.
And there is an album. So you talking about no album with a what? What? Y'all don't even want me to drop that album because y'all gonna be crying. Because I'm gonna outsell. I'm gonna have hits. I'm gonna be on top. I know IOP, of course, is one of the greatest albums ever. Invasion of Privacy is one of the best albums ever. But I really think my second album is beating it. I don't know why. I just really believe so. No, let me not talk.
And according to these social media streets, fans and supporters were also saying that Cardi B was just going above and beyond when she was tweeting to her fan base and telling them that they needed to basically bookmark all of the tweets concerning the beef between her and Nicki Minaj, the anticipated beef that she was anticipating Nicki Minaj to go back and forth with her before the album rollout, you guys. And when Nicki Minaj had paid Cardi B dust, y'all, and didn't give her what she was looking for, Cardi B didn't have any drama to boost her album sales, you guys. And I guess the lyrics that where she had mentioned Bia and she was talking about JT was all the beef that she had to boost her album sales, and she didn't have Nicki Minaj, who basically is queen of the internet next to Beyonce, y'all. She didn't have Nicki Minaj to go back and forth with, and so that kind of ruined her plan for her to boost her album sales like she initially wanted to. According to reports, Cardi B's sophomore album, Am I the Drama, debuted with 199,600 equivalent album units in its first week. This figure, a major chart success, was reportedly rounded up by Billboard to 200,000, which prompted online chatter and trolling from fans of rival rapper Nicki Minaj. And while the initial report focused on the 199,600 number, the overall first week performance for Am I the Drama shows a more complete picture. The total equivalent units was 200,000. The pure album sales were 88,000. And the streaming equivalent album units was 110,000, which is based on 145.72 million on-demand streams of the album's tracks, and the track equivalent album units was 2,000. Am I the Drama album's immediate success was partly driven by the inclusion of previously released hit singles like WAP and Up, which had already amassed billions of streams. The streaming metrics were so high that Am I the Drama was certified platinum by the RIAA on the day of its release and later achieved double platinum status. And to be honest, y'all, I don't know who for real Ken the Barbie is. All I know is that he was in the conversation during the time that I was screenshotting on Twitter, and he had posted something that was relevant to the conversation, you guys. So that's why I'm including him in on the video. So what he had posted on Twitter was this, and this is what he had to say. He went on to say, the tea is all the sales weren't counted, and a lot of them are being counted for next week and later due to not being delivered in time, etc. It is what it is. 200,000 is a great number. People are loving the album. It is still doing really well, and the tour is doing even better. The conversation has changed so much from imaginary players to now. Cardi is finally back in the music conversation, and it's only going to continue. So what I was able to recollect from the conversation being had, you guys, was the fact that Nicki Minaj chose not to go back and forth with Cardi B during the rollout of her album, Am I the Drama, basically leaving it all up on Cardi B and her fan base and whoever else was buying album sales during the time that Cardi B said that her her label wasn't paying anymore for her to promote her album, and she had to think of unique and creative ways to sell her own album, you guys. And so that's when Cardi B had got online, y'all, not too long ago, and started doing these skits where she was basically saying that the label was making her do things like this in order to sell her own album, and they didn't give her a very big budget in order to do so, y'all. I really thought that it was really cool and innovative and very funny the way that Cardi B was doing the rollout of her album, y'all. But I know it would have made it much easier for her if Nicki Minaj would have went back and forth with her. But because she did not, y'all, that eventually after the rollout of the album, the first week data chart sales weren't as high as they could have been if Nicki Minaj would have did her part, according to Cardi B. And because of that, Cardi B had to subject herself to multiple skits to promote her album.
Hear ye, hear ye. Due to the Imaginary Players music videos, Atlantic Records have done some deduction to my album's budget. So the new check has arrived and been received. And the new budget is $50. Good evening, everybody. Good evening, everybody. I'm out here trying to sell these CDs. I'm trying to change my life around. I used to be a professional ballerina, but trying to make a better example for my kids. If you could please buy my new album, Am I the Drama? Am I the Drama? $9.99. You get these vinyls
Clear out the closing
about
doors,
$20, $30. You know what I'm saying? Please support Mother 3. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. You know what I'm saying? Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Please support Mother of Tree September 19th. Am I the Drama?
I also heard through the grapevine, y'all, that the way that Cardi B was promoting her album was not the correct way to be promoted, and that she was doing a lot of things wrong and breaking rules, you guys. However, we're going to get to that later on in the video once we get into the tweets where Nicki Minaj was actually giving Cardi B the drama that she wanted before she released her sophomore album, Am I the Drama, y'all? Because let me tell y'all, Nicki Minaj is a smart businesswoman. I give her that. She know what she doing, and Lil Wayne taught her very well. Well done. Well done. Nicki Minaj let Cardi B and her fans get out everything that they needed to say. I mean, yes, she did have some members of the Barbs going back and forth with the Barty gang, but for the most part, Queen Nicki Minaj was quiet as a church's mouse. And so once all of the first week album sale data chart and everything came out, Cardi B came back to her Twitter and she said, "Thank you so much, everybody that supported my album. 2 weeks ago, the album was projected to do 115,000 off of Outside and Imaginary Players. I didn't know what the outcome was going to be. I didn't put out an album in 7 years and haven't put out as much music in the last year. But we just surpassed all that expectation. Thank you to everyone who gave the album a listen, did a video to the songs and everything. You don't know the confidence and boost you gave me in my music to keep pushing. I can't wait to see you guys on tour. Tonight we celebrate. I can't pop no champagne. Maybe I can open up some cranberry juice or something." I also want to include this tweet as well because it's important for the video's longevity, you guys. But Chart Data had posted a tweet in March of 2025 basically saying that the Billboard had some rules that were changing effective April 4th, that the minimum price for all direct-to-consumer exclusive digital albums has been raised to $7.99. They went on to say that the minimum price of albums increasing at all retailers is $7.99 for a CD, $7.99 for a cassette, and $15.99 for a vinyl album. And previously, Billboard had no minimum price for digital albums, and this allowed artists to sell albums for extremely low prices, sometimes even less than $1, to boost their chart positions. And this practice was seen as a form of chart manipulation, which is what the rule change was intended to prevent. So y'all make sure to keep that little part in mind, you guys, because it's gonna come up again later on in the video, and I'm gonna make sure to remind y'all that that's the part that we're talking about when we start discussing it, because I think that there's some fishy going on, y'all, and we need to pay attention so we can make it make sense together. Do y'all see what's mother effing going on? How Nicki Minaj, y'all, sat there and let Cardi B do her rollout, y'all, was professional, let her get out everything she needs to say, do whatever she need to do, y'all. And then once everything died down, but not before it was completely dead, y'all, did Nicki Minaj decide to start posting on her Twitter, y'all. And the things that this lady was posting, y'all, I couldn't even be mad at her because she knew what she was doing, y'all. And just how Cardi B had tried to use her before the rollout of Am I the Drama album, Nicki Minaj turned around and used Cardi B. And Cardi B was so furious online, y'all, she didn't even realize what was going on. This was like reverse psychology at its finest, y'all. It was smooth like silk, soft like butter. Nicki Minaj started off very classy, very demure, very subtle, very soft by interacting with her fans and reposting things like this to her Twitter, where someone had tagged her and said Pink Friday 2 sold 228,000 units, remains the biggest first week for a female rap album this decade and the largest vinyl sales week for a female rap album since 1991. And then she reposted another post that said the biggest first week album sales by female rappers in the U.S. each decade was the 90s Miss Lauryn Hill at 422,000. In the 2000s, it was Missy Elliott at 259,000. In 2010, it was Nicki Minaj at 375,000. And in 2020, it was Nicki Minaj at 228,000. She went on to post another tweet from fans and supporters that stated Nicki Minaj's Pink Friday Roman Reloaded remains the biggest first week sales for a female rap sophomore album with 253,000 copies sold. Nicki then went on to post the photo of an eagle with its wings expanded soaring in the air. And then Nicki Minaj posted a boomerang of her in the studio, you guys. And then shortly thereafter that, she had posted a tweet of the date 3/27/2026, which is the date that she is supposed to release her album. So y'all remember early on in the video when I had told y'all that on Cardi B's album Am I the Drama, on specifically the song Magnet, where she spoke about JT, that she had these specific lyrics where she had stated A, B, C, D, E, F, G, you itches cannot uck with me. Well, when Nicki Minaj started to really tweet on her Twitter, you guys, that's the first thing that she started off with when she had this to say about Cardi B. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, rap like Barney, still ugly. She then went on to call Cardi B Barney B. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, pregnant, play with his bussy. And this was shade thrown at Cardi B and her new baby daddy, Stefan Diggs, because of the allegations out against him that he is bi, you guys, and that he likes to go both ways. Allegedly. Cardi B had came back to her Twitter, you guys, and this is what she had to say in response to Nicki Minaj. Cardi B goes on to say, you must have missed me, huh? Crazy. Now kiss my feet. Cardi went on to say, nothing more annoying than a bored itch. So when Nicki had posted that tweet about playing with Stefan Diggs' bussy, Cardi B came back and said, all right now, this is the third tweet talking about my pregnancy, like you wasn't going to different fertility doctors because you couldn't reproduce from all them perks scrambling your eggs. Not allegedly. Lord, protect my baby. Cardi B went on to say, the power I have make these itches come out of rehab every time. Go to your ucking room. She then went on to insinuate Nicki Minaj did cocaine by calling her Cocaine Barbie. Cardi B went on to recreate her own lyrics by saying A, B, C, D, E, F, G, your man have to snatch ussy. Ussy tastes like honeycomb, your bro be touching 12-year-olds. Nicki Minaj went on to say A, B, C, D, E, F, G lied and said mom was Trini. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, he don't want to dig my big ussy. And this is around the time that JT had came into the conversation while Nicki Minaj was going back and forth with Cardi B, you guys. And there was also a viral audio of Cardi B being exposed for talking about Lotto and a couple of other people in the industry, you guys. And this is what Cardi B had to say. And I believe this phone call was with Ice Spice's manager. If I'm not mistaken, his name was James.
I want to listen. What she say? What she said? Why you want to act dumb? Why you want to act dumb? Trust me, I really don't know. You don't know? I'ma show ya. I'm not Lotto. I'ma beat her the fuck up. I'ma knock her the fuck out. Oh yeah. I'ma beat her ass. I'ma get right beat up by my niggas. Y'all gonna see what the fuck is up. You think I'm fucking pussy ass Lotto? Sorry, tell me what's that? Yeah, I don't know. I'm on vacation. Bro, I don't gotta fucking tell y'all shit that she said because y'all know exactly what the fuck the bitch said. Go on the phone right now. Go on the phone right now. Go on the phone right now.
That's when JT stepped into the conversation and she said, LOL, that itch, as in Cardi, is at home, ugly and mad, no celebration. I would have been breakdancing right now if I was number one, but she knows she lied. When Cardi B had spoke about Nicki Minaj's brother touching on 12-year-old, you guys, she also posted this photo of Nicki Minaj's brother's mugshot with a pink wig on top of it, and Nicki Minaj had retaliated by posting a photo of Barney in a dress and wig that Cardi B had previously worn to be taken pictures of by paparazzi. Cardi B went on to say, dang, Nicki Minaj was streaming Magnet hard as heck, huh? Nicki Minaj went on to say, Barney dangerous. ABCDEFG jump out the PLANE. ABCDEFG falling off the charts with a big belly, running trains barefoot, still smelly, still you could not outsell me. Cardi B went on to say, why you keep bringing up my album? It's not the gag that you think it is. You've been in the game like 16 years. You need to compare yourself to your peers that started around your time. Rihanna, Taylor Swift, Drake. Those are the numbers you need to be competing with, and you can't because you're doing lower than all of them. I was in high school when you came out. WTF is you comparing yourself to me for? Nicki Minaj went on to post these AI edited photos of Jay-Z in a pink wig crying with money in his hands, and also a photo of Barney with Cardi B's face. Nicki Minaj went on to say, raw dogging pregnant with the fourth baby, Barney B, BB, HPV, allegedly. I shouldn't have to break this down, but she was saying that Cardi B had been raw dogging pregnant when she got pregnant with her fourth child by Stefon Diggs, and she has bacterial vaginosis along with the human papilloma virus, which is also called HPV, and this is all allegedly. I mean, but didn't Cardi B sue Tasha K for saying that she had herpes or something along them lines, and nobody was able to produce no medical records but Cardi B, and they said that she didn't have anything? Like, I'm confused, y'all. Leave your thoughts and opinions down below in the comments and educate me, please. ABCDEFG, heavy TONGUE. ABCDEFG, surgery to look like me. Tell the rat and tell Jay-Z, Rico fraud and perjury. Cardi B posted a meal that she was cooking at the time that Nicki Minaj was posting all these tweets, you guys, and she captioned it and said, nah, because I was really baking ribs and making blondie brownies, and here come this itch bothering me on a dang Monday. Within about an hour or two, Nicki Minaj had reposted on her Twitter, you guys, where someone had pointed out that she was trending at number 10 in the United States alongside Barney B, y'all. A Twitter user has said this ish is getting uglier than Bia, Lord. So early on in the video, when I had let y'all listen to that leaked audio of Cardi B cussing out Ice Spice's manager James allegedly and speaking all those bad things that she had to say about Lotto, y'all, she came back to her Twitter and she said, I was ranting and hot at the moment, but I uck with Lotto heavy. I respect everything about her, including her team. That's so sweet. And nope, I'm not too prideful to apologize to somebody I really respect. So this is my public apology. And now I'm going to privately buy her a bag. But to be honest, you guys, it looks very obvious that the only reason that Cardi B is apologizing is because the internet was eating her up about her comments towards Lotto after she's done plenty of music with Lotto and apparently taken plenty of photos with Lotto, you guys. And what is a purse at the end of the day when the apology doesn't seem genuine because you're really only saying it because you got caught? What would y'all do if y'all were Lotto in this situation? Like, how would y'all feel if your name was just name dropped in the heat of the moment while someone is arguing with someone else that it has nothing to do with y'all? And the fact that it got exposed and now Cardi B is backtracking with an apology, a public apology at that, and then turning around trying to buy you a purse. Would you accept the purse? Leave y'all thoughts and opinions down below and let me know what y'all think about the situation. Cardi went on to post a photo of Young Thug cheesing in the mirror and said, and question mark, I don't GAF, I'm still in the MFN house. So when that audio call of Cardi B talking to Ice Spice's manager James allegedly had gotten leaked, you guys, Cardi B had came back to Twitter and this is what she had to say. She went on to insinuate that James had recorded the conversation by saying, but wait, James, because I just know you didn't only record the beginning of that conversation. Go ahead, baby, post the whole 11-minute combo when Ice Spice says she was in her feelings all because I said Sexy deserved a BET award and she had just won some iHeart award. I wasn't even thinking about. Post it all. You came to bang, right? Cardi, I love Cardi B, y'all, but she must think we slow because someone said you can obviously tell the call was recorded from your end, babes. Like, I don't even know how that's not clear because when I heard the audio, you could tell that it was being recorded from her end and not the other end. The point went completely over Cardi B's head, and she responded to that tweet and said, I was in my bedroom by myself. I just sound more higher because not only was I louder, but it was more echo because it's bigger, everything louder in there. Cardi B's sister, Hennessy Carolina, has stepped into the chat, you guys, by stating, hating, jealous, AWS itches. Ice Spice's manager, James, has stepped into the chat, you guys, and responded to Cardi B when she asked him, I know you just didn't only record the beginning of the conversation. He stated, I did not record or leak that call. You hear me on speaker with your manager, Tubby, who called me with you on three-way, and you can literally hear that in the clip. The audio didn't come from me. I respect private conversations, and I'm not in the business of leaking anything. Hennessy went on to tweet, gremlin looking itch, dying for attention. That's why I curved your boyfriend 7 to 8 times and you know it, LMFAO. And this tweet was directed at JT and her boyfriend, Little Uzi. JT retweeted what Hennessy said and said, how would I know that? I don't know y'all ran through AWS HOEs from nowhere, but getting y'all AWS whooped. Your sister literally got dogged out for years in front of millions, low self-esteem, having AWS HOE. And if I look like a gremlin, TF, you think of the face your sister bought. HOE, go sit down and go get your sister ready for Friday, Uzi. So when Hennessy had quoted a tweet from Cardi B's songs, you guys, saying hating, jealous, itches, JT quoted it and said, your sister been starting since Kim Barbie was breaking down those weak AWS bars to players' prayer. HOE, nobody jealous but your sister who promoted Rick in several songs because I put it on my AWS, delusional AWS itch. JT went on to respond to Hennessy saying, just like a Spanish girl to think a black girl is jealous, it's your sister gives baby fat jacket in the summertime to hide a pregnancy and Team Jordan's jealous? Nah. Hennessy quoted JT's tweet and said, dang, you watching the whole family because what about this tweet made you feel hit? It just been paying you dust, you ucking weirdo. I bet you do got a diss. That's why you've been picking at my sister for 2 years, been dying for this moment. Hennessy also responded to JT's other tweet when she said, just like a Spanish girl to think a black girl is jealous. Hennessy said, it's your 4th time bringing up race. Here you go trying to race bait. What is your obsession with race? You the same girl that got up there saying you don't like dark-skinned women and calling them crispy. Now you race baiting so you can get those same women on your side. I'm starting to think it's something you need to tell us. Is it because your man is messing with the Dominican artist? That don't have nothing to do with me. JT went on to say, HOE, shut up and ask your sister why she started this whole thing calling me a lapdog over a dang feature and congratulating another artist on their first top 10, jealous, entitled, ucked out AWS HOE. As far as Ice Spice's manager, James, saying he did not leak or record that call, Cardi B came back and said, James, be for real and be a man. I was in my bedroom by myself. It was only you, me, and Tubby on the call. So you saying it was Tubby? Your artist put a laughing emoji, then leaked the convo, then posted a trash AWS clip of her song in less than an hour. This why you've been avoiding the CEOs of 10K, because you know you did it and you sound like a itch. When Hennessy Carolina said that it was JT's 4th time bringing up race, JT retweeted that by posting a video of Cardi B stating that she was sitting there looking like an orangutan in a hat popping ish. This HOE been slow.
Yeah, and that's the thing about the strip clubs too. Like you don't feel as confident of yourself. Like after I got my breasts done, I actually thought that my body was perfect. And so I went to these hood clubs, and it's just like, damn, why this ugly ass monkey face bitch making more money than me just because she got an ass? Yeah. Now I gotta buy me one. And then it's just like,
JT went to Cardi B's page and searched for a tweet from October of 2022 where Cardi B has said lapdog, and JT quoted it and said, this where it started, guys. Let's not let chlamydia B fool the public with the victim role. So as far as JT referring to Cardi B as looking like an orangutan, Hennessy had quoted that tweet and said, why you always talking about people's looks? You must have forgot what you look like just because you got a couple syringes. Mind you, what you still look like when that filter and makeup come off. You nearly cried when Asian Doll called you ugly, and what you keep bringing up my sister for, you came in my quote. JT went on to tweet, nah, y'all, I've been laughing this whole rollout. The ish couldn't even be creative, just all over the place, cosplaying a crackhead for sales and still ain't top red said Ruby. Hennessy quoted another tweet with JT has said, nobody but her is buying that ish. Write me back when we have live footage of the chart-breaking drone deliveries from Walmart. Hashtag Friday B. Hennessy responded and said, all of a sudden you want to make yourself look like a good friend. You're not getting on the song had nothing to do with Carisha. You just couldn't get the hook right. And calling my sister Friday B when you the one that went to jail 7 times for fraud is crazy. You don't have no self-awareness, just delusional. I can't even argue with you. JT went on to repost the meal of baked ribs that Cardi B had posted to Twitter and said that Cardi B's meal, after not outselling, her words, rage baiting, and crackhead cosplaying, this in fact is what she deserved. Hennessy went on to respond to JT by saying, girl, why are you inserting yourself in big dog conversations? You literally baked a cake for charting number 74 talking about never stop dreaming. Keep dreaming, itch. You corny with your Twitter drags. Bye. Hennessy went on to post a struggle meal where JT had made for Lil Uzi, you guys, and she said, girl, you can't even make a salad. Why you got a Dino nugget as a chicken cutlet? The meal you deserve after selling 26,000. Shut up. A Twitter user had responded to JT and said that Cardi B still outsold every project, including City Girls, you've ever made combined. This is not the drag you thought. JT responded and said she thought she was cute at that courthouse, LMAO. Why she ain't put the Chipotle bowl cut cover addiction? Hashtag Fraudy B. Another Twitter user posted, the difference is Cardi B's label having a budget and yours not doing ish for your quote unquote fans to buy. Don't be mad people want to buy her ish. Apparently I got these little tweets mixed up, you guys, but this is where JT has said nobody but Cardi is buying that ish. Write me back when we have live footage of the chart breaking drone deliveries from Walmart. Hashtag Fraudy B. JT went on to post photos of Cardi B and quoted it saying the gremlin in question date September 27th, 2025. JT went on to say LMFAO when she popped out boarded up like a itch anticipating a hurricane, patting her hips to bodega down bad thinking she had a hit. James responded to Cardi B once more and said, Miss Almanzar, I see this is part of your rollout, lies and manipulation included. I won't play tennis back and forth with you. God doesn't like liars, so I'll end it here. I'll put my hand on the Bible. I or we had nothing to do with recording, leaking, or even knowing that call was being recorded. James went on to say, if you truly believe you are a victim of an unauthorized leak, file a report and share the findings. You have the resources to trace it. Until then, I'll keep working and building. Blessings to you and wish you a healthy baby delivery. Cardi B went on to respond to James and said, James, be for real. Your artist had nothing to do with the conversation yesterday. She is the one that tweeted that emoji, then dropped that call and previewed a song right after. Not the other way around. Your artist's new song is not charting anywhere. What can you possibly do for my rollout? The gaslighting is insane. A Twitter user commented and said, this isn't a drag, especially when your fave said compare yourself to your peers, to the queen of rap. Nobody's searching for Cardi or JT, but we still know which one is better, and it's not the Mexican. Someone else went on to remind us that the City Girls debuted in 2017, by the way. JT went on to say hashtag hire Hennessy. Hennessy quoted the tweet by saying hire JT performing in a McDonald's parking lot in a city near you and posted this video.
Shows had got really slow. So he was like, my hairstylist was like harassing me. And he was like, what's on the schedule? What's on the schedule? What's on the schedule? What's on the schedule? And I'm like, oh, baby, go back to LA and do hair. It's no schedule. It's no more shows. Like, our project had just did so bad. It was like October. And it was nothing. The calendar was empty. I never seen no shit like it.
JT went on to respond to Hennessy by saying, I just headlined in London, jobless, ASSHOE, wrong itch. You see, when you have no points to prove, you just go to work. You wouldn't know that though. JT went on to say to Hennessy, all right, now enough. At Fashion Nova, come get y'all employees. So y'all remember early on in the video when I told y'all that I was going to bring it back up when we were discussing that specific topic about chart data stating that they had changed the price of the direct-to-consumer sales to $7.99 for CDs and cassettes and $15.99 for vinyl albums. Well, Nicki Minaj has subliminally let us know the price of Cardi B's Am I the Drama album for direct-to-consumer digital sales was $4.99, y'all. And look, I'm not in the industry. I don't know what's going on and how Billboard gives out its awards or dictates who has the highest rated album or whatever the case may be. But as you can see with your own two eyes here, Nicki Minaj said Cardi B's album was $4.99, and on Apple Music or iTunes it was listed as $4.99, y'all. And I don't know, y'all, I might be wrong, so leave y'all thoughts and opinions down below and let me know what y'all think about this theory I'm about to say right now. I think that Nicki Minaj was putting Cardi B on blast for having sold her album for digital to consumer sales for $4.99 because Cardi B was allegedly manipulating her chart sales. Because Cardi B listed her album at $4.99, that would align with the older discount strategies, but under current rules, that's risky for chart eligibility. Some fans and supporters and commentators have mocked Cardi B for pricing her album at $4.99, pointing out that it might not count under new rules. However, whether a specific album sale is disqualified depends on whether it's sold via direct-to-consumer, artist's own website, or standard retailers, whether the redemption requirement is met, and whether the pricing minimum is honored, and whether the sale is considered legitimate. If Cardi B was to allegedly price below those floors of $4.99, those sales may be disqualified or at least partially excluded from counting toward chart performance. You can still sell at $4.99, but chart-wise, it's a gamble because that portion might not be counted. So my question is, did Cardi B and her team know that she was pricing Am I the Drama album at $4.99, which is under the new Billboard rule change effective April 4th of 2025, that the minimum price for all direct-to-consumer exclusive digital albums be raised to $7.99? And so is that the reason why Cardi B didn't get as much as she could have if she would have increased the price of her album? I mean, leave y'all thoughts and opinions down below. Let me know what y'all think about the situation, because I'm getting confused. Because is this what Ken the Barbie was saying when he said the tea is all the sales weren't counted, and a lot of them are being counted for next week and later due to not being delivered in time, etc.? 200,000 is a great number. People are loving the album. It's still doing really well, and the tour is doing even better, y'all. Is that what he meant, or he just saying that they strictly cut it off? Because it was already a full week after she dropped the album, which made some of the sales go into the second week that the album was dropped. That's why I gotta bring it to y'all so we can all make it make sense together, you guys. But I really think that Nicki Minaj was trying to expose Cardi B for manipulating her album sales, you guys, and that she really didn't get #1 album or didn't really even get 200,000 sales because of the fact that her album was priced at $4.99 when Billboard only accepts albums priced at $7.99. And during one of the many skits that Cardi B had did in order to promote her album because her budget was low, on this train where she was selling her album, you can tell that she told the first lady that she walked past that her album was $9.99. So I'm confused, y'all. Like, what's really going on?
Album, Am I the Drama? Am I the Drama? $9.99. You get these vinyls.
Clear out the closing
About
doors,
$20,
please.
$30. You know what I'm saying? Please support about the three. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. You know what I'm saying? Thank you very much. I really appreciate it.
Cardi B went on to respond to Nicki Minaj because the day that all of this was going down was allegedly Nicki Minaj's son Papa Bear's birthday, y'all. And Cardi B took to her Twitter and had this to say in response to Nicki Minaj. Girl, it's your son's birthday. Why are you on Twitter dedicating essays to me? For the love of God, go to Chuck E. Cheese. Like, dang, how you pressed over an album you ain't got hit in or mentioned in? Itch feelings hurt because I ain't paid her no attention. You haven't even cut your kid cake. My God, it's 6 o'clock in LA. You must have took your first line of the day. There was a tweet that I missed that Nicki Minaj posted and deleted about her basically saying that Cardi B's dad had been doing stuff to her when she was a child, y'all. So Cardi B had responded and said, wait, bring that ASS here. You talking about my father? My father never been to jail a day in his life. Go get a detective and tell them to run them records. Don't put them dirty ASS allegations from your bloodline on mine. Your daddy was a crackhead and your brother was taking advantage of his stepchild. You got medical records on me? ? Post them, itch! ! You gonna leave me TF alone today? Things started to get heated when Cardi B said, and let me tell you something, let this be the last time you mention my kids before I spill the tea on yours while you talking about ABCs. You gonna leave me TF alone today, HO. I'm sick of you, itch. And that's when a Twitter page that goes by the name of Talk of the Charts had posted a tweet saying, Hits Daily Double has corrected Am I the Drama pure sale sales to 7,500. And I can't find the tweet, you guys, but the first time they said that Am I the Drama's pure album sales were 75,000, but I guess they said that it was a typo and they corrected it to only 7,500. One of Nicki Minaj's fans and supporters had asked her, can we drag again or are we still on blackout? Nicki Minaj responded to Cardi B's Am I the Drama album sales getting corrected for 7,500, and she posted on her Twitter and said, is I'm the Barney B and the flop? Is I'm lying about fertility when the queen has never once seen or spoken to a fertility doctor in her life? Is I'm the one sleeping with Trade while hubby ucking Sweetie and taking my big gooey hole for alimony? Is I'm going to be sued when the queen show her medical records to the courts? Oh, rock bottom nation, we win again. Desiree, I have your medical records too. The lawyer said we gonna have Barney B homeless within 36 months. Praise God. Lucky we eating cake right now. Barney B, I know you don't know this, but some women plan their pregnancies, you dirty Heineken ussy twat. We don't let ninjas uck us while we pregnant for the next Trade who got 4 other people pregnant. You see, ? The devil has come to collect. You sold your soul. You made a pact, but you lost. Now hear this. You have been neutralized in the mighty name of Jesus. Every word you speak on me or mine will now curse your enablers more than your dizzy brain could ever fathom. Nicki Minaj went on to say, I was pregnant for my first love, got married in the next year, got pregnant for my soulmate on purpose. You see, Barney, ? We planned it. Your medical records in the strip club to now look embarrassing, and your father, well, anyway, you are about to shrivel up and die inside. Nicki Minaj went on to say to Cardi B, you call black women monkeys and roaches. Now one day people will call your daughters monkeys and roaches. Anyway, I used double the protection in every relationship until I was ready. See, ? The difference between a HOE and the queen? Nicki Minaj went on to say, also let me say this, though I have never had fertility issues, it's not something to be used as a drag. Until you know the women who are actually living that pain, blaming themselves, we can only imagine and pray for them, love them, uplift them, not use these women as a punchline. So when the Barbs had asked Nicki Minaj if they could drag again or they were still on blackout, Nicki Minaj quoted the tweet and said, y'all got 15 minutes, green light. Nicki Minaj went on to post a photo of Barney in the Cardi B wig and said, Barney B, tell them how you've been getting seizures from the knot. Oh, it's tomorrow. Cardi B went on to say, when have I ever had a seizure? You the one that went on that award show saying you ain't want to call 911 after you were shaking from that drug overdose, talking about a knot. Miss, I'm standing right here. A Nicki Minaj fan and supporter went on to say that Cardi B was doing exactly what Nicki Minaj wanted her to do. She is confirming a lot of the defamatory claims that was placed by certain people whom she is now in bed with, claims that have been planted for years and used to hurt Nicki's brand. As far as the audio that was leaked of Cardi B talking to Ice Spice's manager, James, as well as her own manager, Tummy, you guys, someone had posted on Twitter that it was indeed Cardi B who recorded the audio, although she tried to blame James as if it was his fault, even though we could hear from the audio that it was recorded from her end and not the end of the person she was on the phone with. They went on to say Cardi B is a liar. She leaked that audio dissing Lotto and attacking Ice Spice. Atlantic Records is only able to claim the audio as copyright protected content if they were the originators of the audio and in possession of the original version of the audio. They have a huge lawsuit on their end if they are not originators and they're fraudulently claiming the audio and taking revenue from creators. Nicki Minaj also went on to say, I know y'all don't like taking my advice until it's too late, but don't listen to that music. It has been dipped in evil spirits and their sole purpose is to unleash the spirit of drama in your lives. We rebuke it back to the pits of hell. It shall not stand. Delete it. Nicki Minaj quoted the tweet about the audio originating from Atlantic Records, you guys, and Cardi B being the one who initially recorded it, because Nicki Minaj said leaked it once Barney B started trending, allegedly. Papa first party is over. He got 4 more to go. Let's go, ho. Drop the receipts. Rico Nation, Desiree, you spent Jigga Man broke, hung. Get this itch before I get on y'all families as well. Tonight happens to be the fucking night. And because of the current beef that Nicki Minaj had going on with Cardi B, you guys, Nicki Minaj's fans let her know that she was currently the highest charting female rapper on US iTunes despite not releasing new music or a new album. Her 11-year-old song Win Again has reached #1. Congratulations, Queen. Nicki Minaj quoted this tweet, and this is what she had to say. Oh, Barbs, I love you so. I promise you that on March 27, 2026 will be my biggest gift thus far to you. You've made a special day of me becoming a mom to the most awesome little guy in the whole wide world, even more beautiful than I could have ever imagined. Thank you. God save the Barbs. JT had posted from her Snapchat saying that this is really sad how people speak on people behind the scenes, talking about Cardi B's leaked audio and then going on to say that this is scary. I wonder what triggered this. This Lotto stray but want getting a verse from that girl, but I'm fake. Whoa. And then she finished off by saying, and Cardi B kept saying ninja. JT then got on Twitter Spaces, you guys, which is basically like an audio live for Twitter where you just go on there and people can hear your audio and listen in and everything. And this is what she had to say towards Cardi B's sister Hennessy.
I don't even know how to work this. I just want to say Hennessy ran through tied dirty ass. Stop posting my face and post your sister ugly current ass face that she went and bought. We could go face to face right now. There's no scars behind my ears or under my motherfucking chin. This is my original motherfucking face. And stop talking about my teeth. My nigga just spent $200K to get me new ones. I'm on my 3rd set of teeth. Clock that. Stop posting old pictures. Your sister is ugly in your face right motherfucking now. Post her. Ugly, crying, and mad. She lost. Stop posting me. Return to sender. Don't get your fat face ass on here no more. Think you for to eat nobody up, chalupa. Raggedy ass hoe. Don't ever get your ass on this motherfucking internet and think you gonna check me. Stop posting me. You groupie. And what job do you have, ho? You don't even have a job. You gotta wait till your birthday for cards and shit from your sister. Bitch, go get a job, you jobless ass hoe. Is this a part of your work? Go get a job. Go get a job, Hennessy. Hennessy, no job. The only Hennessy with no Hennessy collab. Go get a Hennessy collab, you drunk ass. Talk about Brenda's baby. You a fucking drunk baby. Y'all too drunk ass. Hennessy, stop posting my motherfucking face. Been getting your ass whooped your whole motherfucking life. Don't get bold. And stop posting my cake that my friends bought you. Stop posting my cake that my friends bought me, bitch. When y'all are not celebrating your sister is over there eating dry ribs with a dry pussy. Go celebrate. Where's the balloons? Ugly ass album cover. Showing that album cover looking like a fucking fool. That whole album cover so much ugly. She thought she was gonna sit and give City Cinderella. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. Get up off that floor. Looking crazy. Hennessy. Drunk ass hoe. Stop posting my face. Go check the Instagram. Bitch. You or your sister can't f with me, hoe. And go get a job. Bitch. Go get a job. You ain't got no motherfucking job, bitch. Get off the internet, jobless ass hoe. Where do you even work? You ain't been popping since Fashion Up. When the last time we seen Hennessy popping? Hoe pop out on her birthday and when her sister wanna play twins with her ass. Raggedy ass, jobless, no money getting ass hoe. Keep a real name out your mouth, hoe. You can't fuck with me. You or your sister.
After all the beef that was going on for 96 hours between Cardi B, Nicki Minaj, JT, Hennessy, and everyone else involved, you guys, Magnet became #2 trending on Apple Music up under NBA YoungBoy's song Shot Callin', which I do say is a mighty fine song. Well done, YB. Well done. And as I was actively searching for JT's tweets for this video, you guys, Donovan was kind enough to let us know that JT had deleted all of her tweets, so there was nothing for me to screenshot, y'all. This is where things started to get serious when Nicki Minaj started to mention Cardi B's daughter Culture by saying Barney B and Culture Vulture. Nicki Minaj went on to say, Culture Vulture, you're ugly too. Nicki Minaj went on to say, do something, we in New York, heavy on it. Nicki Minaj went on to say, album flopped, Uzi flopped, never wanna fight, outrank you in your own gang, STFU, come fight, sympathy baby couldn't pull 228,000, abort mission. Nicki went on to say, Culture a vulture and her mama a crow, so stupid to not see once Wendy ate that crow what happened. They played you to do that hex to yourself, you flop, ASS heavy tongue, HOE. Cardi B went on to say, Itch, you wish you could call my daughter ugly. Culture is beautiful and you know that. Your hate is so deep, dark, and nasty because your son is nonverbal because you ucked him up with them drugs, so you jealous of everybody kids and their happiness. Itch, where TF you at? Stop talking. Nicki Minaj went on to say, Cokey B, please don't sniff coke with baby number 4 or 5. Word to Carlos. Or is she trying to say that Cardi B is allegedly pregnant with twins by saying number 4 and number 5. Cardi B went on to say, trying to call me out to fight because I'm pregnant AF. You never have that energy when I see you in person. I seen you at 2 Met Galas and you never have that energy. But where TF you at? My niggas is outside right now. Where TF y'all at? And even though Nicki Minaj was calling Culture and her sister a roach and a monkey right here, she was saying that she was only saying that to bring awareness of Cardi B always calling black women and children roaches and monkeys. And now she has went down and laid down with a black man, Offset, and also Stephon Diggs, and have had black children. So now, Culture, you are a roach and a monkey like your sister. Cardi B went on to say, Papa Bear, I'm sorry you can't speak and banging spoons because your mom couldn't put the drugs down. I'm sorry your mom not even paying attention to you on your own birthday because she's such an obsessed and dark-spirited hating HOE. I'm so sorry. Nicki Minaj went on to respond, Barney Dangerous, ? Bodega Barney, ? What up? Your sister can get that chest caved in if you pregnant with another monkey or roach right now. I'm just saying for entertainment purposes only. Nicki Minaj went on to say, Lucian, Elliott, Rico Nation, I promise you, tell that dizzy HOE to stand down. I promise you. Cardi B went on to tell Nicki Minaj to drop the addy right now and don't go tagging the feds and the police like you did 3 months ago, you ussy ASS itch. STFU. Nicki Minaj went on to say, where's the roach spray? I'ma spray it in that itch disease riddled mouth. Bunch of different cum stains on the new roach for entertainment purposes only. March 27th, 2026. Nicki Minaj went on to drag Jay-Z as well, saying, Jay-Z, take off that ucking lace front. When one of the Barbs had commented that Cardi B was doing exactly what Nicki wanted her to do, confirming a lot of the defamatory claims that was placed by certain people whom Cardi B is now in bed with, claims that have been planted against Nicki Minaj for years, Nicki quoted that and said, pow. Nicki Minaj went on to say Barney and Bailey. Cardi B went on to respond to Nicki Minaj saying, itch, you been having cum stains in your mouth since you was a minor because your daddy used to touch you, itch. Tell the world that's why you wake up so miserable because you hurt and full of trauma and trying to apply it to everybody else. And YTF you keep bringing up Rock Nation. I'm not signed to them, you delusional, paranoid, coke sniffing itch. Cardi B went on to say, you said Culture what? Itch, that slow ASS son that came out your ussy. You was wishing so much negativity on me while I was pregnant, and look at your karma. Look what your rotten ussy produced. Now he a whole 5-year-old tippy-toeing around the house and can't spell his name. Cardi B went on to say, you lying funky eat itch. Nobody called the cops on you. Your dumb ASS bum ASS man went online talking ish and doing threats while he was on probation, dumb. You was talking tough. Now you talking about find us. Drop the addy, you fake tough ussy. Cardi B went on to talk about the fact that Nicki Minaj was talking about the fact that Cardi B has sold her album Am I the Drama for $4.99, and Cardi B said, itch, you want to talk about $4.99? You sold both your albums for $5, you dumb HOE. You was even selling poster and keychain bundles for your Queen album, you ucking dummy. And you know I never been an itch to cop please. That was your friend Nitty hitting up Tubi to go on a ucking joint tour after he got out of jail. I ain't never got on a phone call with none of y'all asses. Itch, you wish. And look how you be talking about Rock Nation, you ungrateful itch, when they let you offer 3 months of title just so they could buy your album. But as much as Cardi B might have been right in what she was saying towards Nicki Minaj, you guys, I don't think that the same thing applies to her, seeing as the Billboard just changed their rules in April of 2025 about album sales needing to be $7.99. So even if Nicki Minaj's album was being sold for $4 or $5 back then in 2023, I don't think that the same rules applied then. Leave your thoughts and opinions down below, you guys, and let me know what y'all think about the situation. Nicki Minaj went on to say, Barney B had the whole label fly out to Cali to beg me to do a joint tour and album with her. I don't want to have to drop that recorded call. That's why all the sabotage on my tour. Drop the receipts, dumb itch. You costing them millions with your $4 album and $5 coupon. Another bar dropped in the conversation and said the concept of telling a superstar to drop her addy on social media, Cardi, pull up to New York and catch that fade. Nicki Minaj quoted that tweet and said that Cardi is so stupid. Find me, itch. Remember y'all called the cops on us last time, made them tell us we had to leave New York because of you and your man was afraid for y'all lives? Nah, HOE, drop the receipts, Barney. You'll be eating out of the garbage cans of the Bronx in the name of Jesus soon. Cardi B went on to say, but stop all this talking. Where you at? You said you was gonna cave my sister chest in. We checking our DMs and ain't seen it yet. Everybody up and waiting. Drop that addy right now, HOE. Nicki Minaj went on to say, dear culture vulture, your mom is pregnant with another monkey to add to her litter. The gag is that she was jealous of a little baby boy simply because his hair was longer than all four of you bald monkeys put together. Nicki Minaj went on to embarrass Cardi B a little more by making fun of her speech impediment when she said Shrump says face ad.
Trump says he's going to protect women whether they like it or not. Well, if his definition of protection is not the freedom of choice.
Nicki Minaj went on to say, I'm going to kick your gums back into formation. A lot of people thought because she was going back and forth with Cardi on Twitter at this moment in time, she was talking about Cardi, but I believe she was talking about Jay-Z, y'all. And right after that, she continued to talk about Camel and Rat. And Camel is who she calls Jay-Z, and Rat is who she calls Desiree Perez, aka Desiree. So she went on to say, Camel and Rat, we are not fazed by bottled tweets and bots in the comment. That's precisely why you broke now. Desiree got fillers since I said she ugly. Now she's uglier. Oh, itch. Camel, let's talk about your kids today. That's on the docket, ninja. Shuffles papers. Nicki Minaj went on to repost something from someone else saying, look at all of the monkeys and roaches. Basically saying, look at all of the black women defending a Mexican, aka Cardi, that called them monkeys and roaches in the first place. So when Nicki Minaj said that she wanted to talk about Jay-Z's children, a lot of people thought that maybe she wanted to talk about the children he had with Beyonce, such as Blue, Rumi, or Sir. However, she was talking about Jay-Z's alleged son, Raymir Satterwhite, who claims to be Jay-Z's biological son, with allegations that Jay-Z fathered him when his mother, Wanda, was only 16 years old. If you all don't know, Raymir has been pursuing a DNA test and legal action against Jay-Z for years, including a recent federal lawsuit that he later dropped in July of 2025 for reasons unknown, and his claims have been met with resistance, with Jay-Z's legal team dismissing them as fabricated and noted that they have been rejected in multiple other courts. No paternity test has been ordered or administered in this case. Nicki Minaj went on to tweet, Dear Raymir, I'm sorry that Camel framed you by putting things in your car allegedly. I'm sorry he wanted you in prison the way he wants all his enemies. He is weak, ugly too, but I guess when you have money invested into the private prison system, well, I don't know. This is all alleged. Nicki Minaj was definitely digging up the skeletons in Jay-Z's closet by bringing up Kathy White, who was someone else that was allegedly carrying Jay-Z's child that just up and died, y'all, mysteriously, and her death was never investigated. Someone responded to Nicki Minaj and said, Barney B has wished death on literally everyone she's ever beefed with. Wished AIDS death on a gay man, constantly makes homophobic remarks like glitter bottom, called a dead black child a monkey and the mother a roach. She has wished death on the father of her own children. Nicki Minaj reposted and said, Barney B says she wishes she was dead even after beginning her litter of monkeys. Yikes. Vulture, it's bad for y'all. And y'all know that it's been rumored for a long time that Jay-Z allegedly has something to do with the passing of Aaliyah, y'all. So Nicki Minaj tweeting Aaliyah, she definitely knew what she was doing. She then turned around and made a whole nother tweet mentioning R. Kelly, y'all. And R. Kelly is definitely the topic of conversation, because how that man get 30 years and Diddy, who was his enabler, allegedly alongside Jay-Z, Diddy only got 50 months. Jay-Z ain't even came up on the chopping block yet. So I be paying attention to any one of Nicki Minaj's tweets where she talking about Jay-Z, because I feel like she knows something we don't. Cardi B went on to say, here you go, starting again, nice and in early, you sick, pathetic, loser, ASS, demonic, insane itch. I said it back in 2018 and nobody believed me that you've been talking about my child since I was pregnant. You've been jealous of my child. I had never mentioned or talked about your ucking kid. It's one thing to be jealous of me, but to be jealous of my kids is insane. You're jealous of my kids because they're beautiful and ucking smart, and that's why God punished you with having a slow ASS kid. You hate your child because you wish you could brag on him and his milestones, but the only thing you can brag on is hair, you ucking dummy. Cardi B, clearly being upset at this point in time, didn't realize that Nicki Minaj was not referring to her when she said that she was gonna kick her gums back. So Cardi B came back and she said, you said you're gonna kick my child's gums back? Didn't you say you was in New York? This past words now, where TF you at? Cause today gonna be the day I go to jail. Nicki Minaj went on to say, Billboard, you're fired. Barbs, them albums better be moving up before I start cussing y'all out too. TMZ stepped into the chat by saying, hey, Nicki Minaj, if you're available right now, we love to have you on TMZ Live to talk about this. Nicki responded to TMZ and said, eat poop. You in the paperwork. You know what you did. Come eat my ASS. I'm on my period. Cardi B responded to Nicki Minaj saying, Dear Onika Tanya Mirage, this is my last time responding to you because this past Twitter now, I gotta see you. But first, I'm gonna tell you the truth. You said out your own mouth that the little girl in you haven't forgave your mother yet, and that's because your mom used to stay silent when your dad used to touch on you every time he did that crack pipe. I know you experienced a lot of trauma and abuse, but drugs is not gonna help you. You need to go to therapy now. I'm gonna let you know this today. Your husband is not stopping you from your actions because he lets you do drugs all day to numb you so he can max out your credit card. Yeah, you think I don't know? Them queen ninjas that you be letting in your house every time you kick them out be coming and spilling your tea in the hood. But I'm gonna be the realest person to ever tell you, you need to get help. You need to heal that trauma. You always coming at people every time you see them happy because you got so much trauma and pain that you want to put on others. Your fans are gonna gas you up while you literally lose your goddamn mind. You have no friends, no family, just that man in your house that lets you do drugs till you pass out so he can go spend your money. And buy the hood chains. I'm not throwing away my career and my endorsements going back and forth with words with a possessed drug addict. I'll see you when I see you. Young Miami heard about everything that was going on and posted on her Twitter, I'm up, y'all. But it's crazy because she didn't say nothing else after this. Nicki Minaj went on to say, that scary HOE knew to delete that tweet about my son. Nicki Minaj went on to say, Mona Scott, your time is up. Gail the goofy itch king, your time is up. Nicki went on to say, Quavo, was it worth it, dummy? No career, takeoff gone. Remember you told me you were the Beyonce of the group? I laughed so hard inside. Anyway, pay Offset his alimony, Barty B. So even though I don't want this video no longer than it already is, y'all, because I am the creator of this content, so just imagine how I feel. But anyway, as much as I do not want to talk about Offset, Nicki Minaj made a very good point for Cardi B to just pay Offset what he wants in the divorce, because she said the reason that they're not divorced yet is because he wants her to pay his taxes. He wants her to also give him one of her real estate properties in addition to paying him alimony because apparently she makes more money. And Cardi B was responding to fans and supporters as well as critics and commentators on why she moved forward with having a baby by someone else when she isn't even completely divorced from Offset yet, y'all. And this was the reason why she gave us, was because Offset wouldn't agree to the divorce without her paying him alimony, giving him a property, and also paying off his taxes. And ultimately, it seems from the situation at hand that Offset was unwilling to sign those divorce papers, y'all, because he knows that he can get more out of Cardi B's divorce. Seeing as she just literally put the cherry on top of the ice cream, on top of the little mocha drink he trying right now. She just put the cherry on top, y'all, by going and having a baby by somebody else when she's not even completely legally divorced from Offset, which means that he's going to have proof of her committing adultery in the marriage, and he's still going to be able to walk away with what he deserves, whether she wants to give it to him or not. But what the hell do I know, y'all? I'm not in their bedroom with them. I'm not one of their divorce attorneys. I don't really know what's going on, but it's just like the stuff out on the internet. Sometimes sometimes you can't be naive and not connect the dots, because Cardi B has been pretty loud with this pregnancy with Stefan Diggs and her album rollout. I know Offset's lawyers is about to have a field day. So when Nicki Minaj has said, anyway, Barney B pay Offset his alimony, she said exactly what she said, and she meant exactly what it sounded like she meant, y'all. It don't get no worse than that when you're going through a divorce, because you don't want nothing to look bad on you, so the judge don't rule in Offset favor. I don't always agree with what Nicki Minaj be talking about, y'all, but in this situation, I feel like she right in that Cardi B, it would be in her best interest to just pay off Offset, give him what he want, because if Nicki Minaj is planning to sue Cardi B, then it won't be good for her to be going through this longevity, drawn out divorce with Offset, then on top trying to fight off Nicki Minaj. Like, that's too much. Cardi B went on to say, wait, I mocked your son, talking to Nicki Minaj. I posted my kids are so smart for being 3 years old, spelling out his name because I was proud of that. And your fans started attacking my kid. And even my sister had to jump because why was Wave being attacked? And it's all because you and your fans are insecure about your own child, so nobody can brag on theirs. Please bring receipts now of when I mocked your son. You're not flipping the narrative like you did in 2018. Bring the receipts out. At this point, Bardi Gang wants Cardi B to stop responding to Nicki Minaj. Nicki Minaj went on to post these photos on her Twitter, you guys, and she captioned it, Kathy White and Rymir mom both died so young under such uncanny circumstances. I don't know, maybe it's just a coincidence. Cardi B went on to say, quiet as kept, the truth is you've been diagnosed with schizophrenia and bipolar for almost 9 years, and you also on heavy drugs, cocaine, perks, and Xanax. I'm gonna say allegedly because Cardi B didn't, but Cardi B goes on to say, you don't listen to nobody around you. The only person that have the power is Kenneth Petty, but you know what happens with that Amex when you sedate it. As far as Cardi B's fans and supporters trying to get her to stop responding to Nicki Minaj, she quoted it and she says, nah, I'ma stop, but I'm not gonna let her flip the narrative. That's why she was deleting tweets the first day, to make it seem like somebody was bothering her. But I want to see when I was mocking her son, I want her to show me. Y'all not flipping narratives around here, bragging on my kid. Intelligence is not mocking her son. So was she mocking my kid when she was showing her son hair length when he was banging spoons? Because I ain't take it that way. When Cardi B stopped responding like clockwork, JT and Santana started up, y'all. And I mean, I was not expecting Santana to be getting into it with JT, y'all. That was totally not on my bingo card. And also, what else was not on my bingo card was Young Miami sitting up supporting Santana and not even trying to save JT. Like, that ain't used to be her best friend. Like, girl, what is going on? JT and Santana must have been talking behind the scenes, because JT came to her Twitter and she said, Santana called me ugly. She goes on to say, I've been dragging his big dirty AWS for hours. Let's bring it to the world. He called me ugly and I lost it. Santana said, if I say his name on the timeline again, he gonna hand me my AWS. Santana. She then went on to call Santana a fan by calling him Sanfana. JT went on to post screenshots between her and Santana where she also captioned it on Twitter and said, I want to post these messages because he really thought he was eating and got tore up. My new name, Waffle House. I take itches out. JT went on to post messages between her and Santana where Santana was saying that Uzi only buys her cars to keep ignoring her, that JT be happy and Uzi be aggravated, stop talking about ninjas, that JT is an aesthetic for Uzi, and that he's basically a rock star who took a dingy itch out the hood. A fan and supporter posted this photo of Santana at an event, you guys, where he seemed like he had this leather outfit on, and the fan and the supporter asked JT to rate the outfit. JT quoted the tweet and said, thank Uzi, you still be in flea market Chanel if you ain't have an itch style to steal. JT reposted a tweet of someone saying that Santana went from performing with Madonna to begging for galaxies on TikTok. JT went on to say, mind you, Santana a trick. Where your car at? Worried about my ninja when you pay for eggplant. Traded your career to do eggplants out of the hookah lounge in ATL, you scum bum AWS itch. Bring your Fat ASS here HOE. JT went on to say to Santana, Ussy ASS punk, you ucking with a real down south Dade County itch, not a colonizer. You ucking poser. Bring your birth certificate to the flow HOE. You ain't really from the town. I don't GAF how many eggplants you sucked out of Florida. That ain't your hood.
Do I miss Diddy? Yeah, Diddy was fun.
JT went on to say Diddy was gonna knock this itch out. Diddy don't want his big eggplant riding ASS, please. JT antagonized Santana more by saying, come run your set itch ASS ninja. You been wanting attention. Let's do that one. Calling me jealous and lonely. Itch nah. The gag is y'all itches thought y'all was gonna leave me behind. Look at you on TikTok begging for cowboy hats and eggplant. Dollhouse. JT went on to say, oh, and I could never be lonely. My assistant came custom made from Canada. I'm that itch and you jealous. Go wash your warty ASS in hands. Then post your birth certificate HOE. And all this fake talk, come to the timeline and let these people know the truth before I take it to hell. Never been no fake itch ever. Itch is mad I didn't want to hang out. I didn't want to crack jokes. I'm about my business and that's why my trap's still jumping. JT went on to insinuate that Santana had gotten paid to promote a diss. Fat, poor ASS HOE, you a whole lame. Broke ASS itch, you broke and them bags ain't real. Someone went on to say them bags ain't real and the work ain't selling. That's why Itch is on TikTok breaking a sweat for a cowboy hat. JT quoted that tweet and said, keep sending voice notes to my phone. Big lazy ASS itch scared he gonna cause water damage if he types sweaty ASS. JT posted more text messages apparently looking like it came from Santana where he was saying better chill before your tea gets spilled. JT says spill it. I ain't chilling. Stop sending threats. I'm in the field with my gun out. JT went on to say Itch is always trusting to spill tea. It's no tea. Never come with facts. Always allegations. Jealous ASS HOEs can't stop me. JT responded to a now deleted tweet and said that Santana doesn't know ish about her, that he is in her inbox calling her lonely and throwing jabs about her ninja when he don't have and never have one who doesn't use his dirty ASS for clout. I do not know him. We did not grow up together, get in the pool, or hit no licks together. Kill that narrative. JT posted more screenshots from Santana that read, who is you itches? I know it's lonely in that house. 2 months living over the water. Don't jump. JT captioned it and said Santana's goal is to make her feel lonely. Like, who is lonely? Who a mutt? Why would I jump when I live a beautiful life? JT went on to say, telling me to jump when he live in an empty ASS apartment the size of my room. At least if I jump, I'll land in water. Your big ASS gonna bust open if you jump anywhere around where you stay. Concrete jungle, no car having ASS bomb. Santana went on to say, if I violated you privately when you texted my phone this morning, why are you on the timeline? I asked you to keep it in the messages, and if you did want to be an internet ASS itch to post everything. Santana went on to say, stop picking on me thinking I'm a weak link. You always bringing me in some ish. Nicki played in your face and laughed in your face while doing it, but instead you whacking me and trying to use the barbs for a rollout. Now, Nicki told them it's a blackout. I ain't gotta throw shade to get a fan base. Santana went on to say, always talking about fraud. You the most fraudulent ASS itch I know. It's in your DNA and mugshots, apparently. Santana went on to say, where can I go live? It's too much to type. Let's break this ish all the way down from the beginning. So then Santana had got on Spaces, you guys, which is basically how you go live using your voice on Twitter. And he went on there for 40 minutes. And I have the live, y'all, but I'm not posting it in this video. It's already long enough. We're going to come back to it another time. Nicki Minaj has stepped into the chat with JT and Santana and said, Santana, go back to your pig pen. You said Blue Ivy, Nappy, and North look better than her. Didn't you? Eat slop. Santana responded to Nicki Minaj and said, Nicki, I'm on TikTok live. We be seeing your name when you join my live. Can you come send me a lion, queen? I'm in a series right now. And as the world was tuned in on this drama between Nicki Minaj and Cardi B and JT and Hennessy and JT and Santana and Nicki Minaj and Santana, y'all, someone had asked Nicki Minaj to post a photo that she took of JT together to silence Santana because Santana swore up and down that Nicki Minaj didn't like JT. And Nicki Minaj simply said that she wasn't posting. So when Saucy Santana had told JT, who TF listening to this bullish anyway, you, Who didn't listen to City Cinderella is the two women attention you begging for on the internet, dum-dum. JT requoted it and said, and I love how you showing how I actually show you love and support your big messy cheese smelling ASS. So why you be doing messy-ish? TikTok not that serious, poor ASS. Someone was being messy and told JT to go over there and get on Spaces where Santana was active and live talking about JT, and JT quoted it and stated, I ain't getting on Spaces with that fat poor itch that's like giving his desperate begging ASS a feature. Won't have no audio with my voice attached. He's fucking obsessed. JT might have not went over there and got on Santana's Spaces community tab, y'all, but Young Miami was definitely sitting pretty front and center while supporting her friend Santana. It seems like instead of directly going onto Spaces to hear what Santana had to say to her ear to ear, you guys, she was more so going off what her fans and supporters were telling her that Santana was saying on his Spaces. So JT had came back and said, saying you've been sparing me on podcast itch. Why are you even talking about me on a podcast? Get a storyline. Leave me alone. I don't know you, itch. Go away. JT went on to say, itch, I stepped down on that HOE first, reposting her DLASS baby daddy, and that HOE responded during tracking week bare feet in the mall saying she gonna leak my nudes and post text that's supposed to be me, you. No, cause you're big funky ASS brought it up in a text. All y'all jealous. Now this the narrative like you wasn't bouncing roast beef to a diss song. Man, stand on that. This ain't about nobody but me. Santana, you poor. A fan and supporter of JT went on to say, Santana know dang well City Cinderella was not trash. JT gave the girls bop after bop. Let's not lie now. JT went on to say, D said you stank HOE. Get off Spaces and take a bath. Warp booty ASS HOE. JT went on to say, it who I stole City Cinderella from. You ain't got no tea, liar. My bad, Kaya. But yeah, I took inspiration from my favorite rapper, Jack Yo, who I asked for help. I banged that area alone, and I was paying my friends $500 a day to sell shirts. Real boss itch, something your poor ASS can't do. Big out of breath, funky, raggedy itch, stay out of girl ish. You a whole man. You say it all the time. So when Santana had asked JT to stop picking on him, she quoted that tweet and said, Nicki is what did it. The jealousy is so loud. Why me working with another itch got you so mad? Like Ninja, the whole world can black out and I'm still step. You talking about fanned out ASS HOE. JT went on to say to Santana, big dirty messy ASS wannabe itch. You been mad for a long time because your big ASS can't ride my wave. Get a fucking identity. Every day Halloween for you, itch. You should be tired. JT went on to post a video of Santana on TikTok live sleep and slobbering and digging in his beard, the slobber with his fingernails, y'all. And she said disgusting and dangerous. Yuck. How can I pick on a man this fucking big? JT went on to say, Santana, stop talking about ninjas you pay for, ninjas to hang with you and pretend to be your man. Earring back smelling ASS, you stink. Your ASS have warts. D said it on live. Ninjas have you crying on live. I see why you eggplant ride that fried ASS HOE. Y'all two peas in a pod. Pay for eggplant and cry over DL trade. When one of JT's fans and supporters said that Cindy Cinderella was not trash and that JT gave the girls bop after bop, JT responded and said, and Santana begged for concert tickets. I put his big musky ASS in general population. JT went on to say that the spaces that Santana was occupying was over and that it was no tea, just a bunch of mucus, sweat, and jealousy. JT went on to say, calling someone ugly like I ain't just have the hood and Mac with my face in the mall. You jealous. LMAO, I brand my face and music. I'm not a comedian and you mad. Mad ugly, mad stink, mad soft, mad broke, mad dirty, mad sweaty, and not from Florida. Someone responded to JT about Santana saying that he can't compete where he doesn't compare. Aha, Tana down bad. JT retweeted it and said that part right there, and you're not a celebrity. You an influencer, doofus. Shamar sitting you while you try trying to compare yourself to Ray Monte, bum. Someone went on to tell JT, please, you the only one that's mad. She responded and said, y'all been saying this for the longest now. Now is the time to tell the world why I'm mad or fake. I'm all in his ish. Y'all see what he bought up? LMAO, he jealous, mad, and funky. Someone responded to JT and said, Itch, you started it. You was mad because he was listening to Cardi's Magnet. If he was never your friend, so, and you don't know him, so you claim, why you so mad he's streaming the next Itch song? He played your whack AWS album. Someone else went on to say, I highly doubt Santana is jealous. Everything he said had nothing to do with jealousy. From how you did Carisha to how you were a fake AWS Itch, that has nothing to do with jealousy. You could tell he was speaking for real. You just got him ucked up. That's all. Nicki Minaj went on to write a heartfelt apology to Culture, saying, Dear Culture, truth is I did all of this for a bigger purpose, and one day you'll understand. You're a cute child, and lots of kids have cute little funny looking gums before they grow into all of their features. One day you'll see this, so I have to say I apologize as a child of God and queen of my community who look to me for integrity. You're an innocent child and don't deserve any of this. One day your mother, aunt, and many more will be brought to their knees for what they've said and tried to do to my young prophet / beautiful boy. Take care of my darling. Nicki Minaj went on to say that I don't explain myself, but on a rare blue moon, I do it for my supporters and them only. Number one, they are doing this to chart a song. Number two, I'm doing this to chart their patterns, or should I say to confirm the patterns I've already charted on their graph. Hope this helps. Cardi B came back to respond to Nicki Minaj by saying, don't give my child no backhanded apology. Keep my child name out your mouth, because I'ma always take you where you don't want to go about mine. Honest truth, this going back and forth about kids is really draining my energy. I don't want to keep mentioning kids. It feels very nasty and dark, but the way you keep giving my kids, I'ma resend back to Messenger. Cardi B went on to post her own heartfelt apology to Nicki Minaj's son, Papa Bear, by saying, Dear Papa Perk, I'm sorry that your mommy haven't cut you a birthday cake for the past 3 days because she can't take my success or happiness. One day you're going to grow up, and I hope you understand when a girl says no, it means no, and you can overcome the pedophilia blood you inherited from your grandfather, father, and uncle. Please don't hate me when you grow up because your mommy rather give me more attention than she gives you. Hopefully when somebody that really cares about her puts her in rehab and get her the help she needs, she comes out and reads you a book. Cardi B went on to say, always want to fake dear black women. Girl, STFU done beef with every black woman in the industry. Like, girl, who TF beef with SZA? And you be slick throwing shots at Beyonce, the most unproblematic people ever, while always bootlicking a white artist, AWS, and posting their accomplishments while they ignore you. And let me tell you something. I say what I want when I want. You don't stop ish over here. Ain't nobody effing scared of you.
So long, sleeping from sofa to sofa. Now I'ma step on these little bitty bitches. Hit some brand new Gucci low, some Gucci walking. I got tired of eating Big Mama's chicken. Now it's business when I walk.